Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I am Jennifer from Sundragon Cards, and today I would like to play with some lace bits and maybe do a snippet roll for this. What are these, spindles? No. Thread. I think it is a spindle, right? I can't remember, but anyway, there's so many different shapes, sizes of these. They're great for holding lace, you know, or just a snippet roll, which is what I want to do. Thought I'd use a little thin piece like this, a skinny piece, to start a snippet roll, and I will try to remember to stay in camera. And the reason why I thought maybe a skinny piece like this would be fun is because our journals, we're doing smaller and smaller journals. We are there's a lot of minis that we're doing, and so mini tag or mini snippet, or however you want to call this, is, I think, would be appropriate for small things. And we've got smaller tags now to fit in our mini journals, and we've got smaller cards or whatever, envelopes, things to put into our smaller journals. Why not make a smaller, or at least skinnier snippet roll? This is going to be more like a ribbon type of a snippet roll, I guess, but it will still serve its purpose. And I thought I'd also show how I would use it to decorate something. Anyway, a lot of my laces I find in estate sales. The majority of them are vintage, and some of them are not vintage. I love buying lace from Esme at Facebook, Crafty Me Shop. I will have her name or the description of her shop in the description section, but I'm just trying to find pieces here to add to this. So I'm going to kind of glue everything just to keep things tacked down, and then I'm going to go over it with a sewing machine. Probably do a zigzag stitch and then go back around it with a straight stitch. Just kind of swirl back and forth after the zigzag, which, you know, kind of keeps everything in place. And I want to keep everything kind of like a neutral color, because then if I wanted to go back and, like when I cut a piece, if I wanted to add something colorful to it to match the journal, then it's a little bit easier to add something rather than to try to match it. So how's everyone doing? Hopefully everybody's doing okay. I'm finally getting over this darn thing that I got, COVID, about 2 weeks ago, and I'm back at work. I am still doing a little bit of coughing, which I heard that cough just does not, it takes a while for the cough to go away. And so I'm doing my best to stay hydrated, drink lots of water, and also make sure that I just stay healthy. Just stay healthy. Which is, you know, kind of hard these days when everybody, I mean, we don't have a mask mandate anymore. Not that I'm complaining about that, but when everybody's sick, you just kind of don't want to be sick and be around people who are. However, there is a consensus of how COVID is spread so much is that a lot of times you don't know that you even have it. You don't have any symptoms or anything like that and you don't know you have it until you have the symptoms and you test yourself. And some people just chalk it up as like, oh, I've just got allergies, or I've just got a cold, and you know, they don't want to test, and that's fine, but I think that's what kind of spreads everything too, is because we just assume, you know, what's going on with us is just allergies, which that could be so. That might be so. But to be on the safe side and to be courteous of other people too, you don't want everybody else to get sick, so why not? Why not test to make sure? Okay, so there's that. I think it's a little bit plain, but I think once I sew it, it'll be okay, and then I can add something to it too. Maybe it could use a little bit more texture. What do you think? Maybe some white, a little bit of white, like along the edge there, maybe the edge here. Oh, I don't know, I just kind of want to keep it thin. What's this? Excuse me. That would be pretty, except it's got the purple in it. And I wanted to keep this. I'm really sorry. Like I said, sometimes I have this cough, and a lot of times I think I'm, you know, I feel like I'm better, but then again, it doesn't. A cough comes to me by surprise. You know, I'm just going to keep it simple for now, and I will sew this part up, and we'll see how it looks and then add to it. So that's how it looks glued, and the reason why I even use the stick glue is just to tack it down and keep it in place while I sew. So give me a moment, I will be right back. Okay, so this is what it looked like, all sewn up. So when I did a zigzag stitch, first in the middle, down the middle, and then I went on a single stitch or regular stitch, just curving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now I definitely like how this looks right here. This part here looks a little bit too plain for me. So what I'm gonna do is, I mean, which is fine, because you know, when you cut it, you're gonna add, I mean, I personally would add stuff to it anyway, but I don't want to add too much stuff, so I think I'm gonna go ahead, I mean, while I'm journaling, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see about sewing this on there like that, and just on this piece, just for more layers, more texture. And I think I'm gonna do a different layer on it. Let's see. No. It's supposed to do this without thinking much about it, but you know that how that goes. I can't help it. I have to think about it. That's real pretty. But that's pretty. Oh. It's a little bit of a challenge doing it on a skinnier piece. Let's go over here. Maybe I can add one of these. This is Esme from Esme's shop. I love this kind of lace because when you tear it, it leaves like these little the pattern makes a lot of texture, and I just love how the shabbiness, what it does. I just love how that looks. That looks good right there, just like that, if you can see it. So I'm gonna, yeah, and then I think I'm gonna add one more piece on the top back side, like that, like that. Yeah. Okay, that gives it a little bit more interest, I think. And when you roll it onto your I still can't remember the name of that thing, your spool. I think that's a spool. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Just comment. Could use some comments. But when you roll this onto your spool, it has a little bit more flair, more interest. Let me see if I can find a sample. See, here's a shabby one that I just made a while ago. So that's kind of a pretty shabby one, but I've been trying to make them thin instead of fat. Although, you know, if you do take a fatter one, and you cut it just vertically, cut it across vertically, you can still make a small snippet. But it's fun to have a skinny one too. So let me sew this and I'll be right back. Okay, so I like how this turned out better. See that? So note to self, more layers, the shabbier and more interest and cuteness there is. So what I'm gonna do is let's tape. I just use plain Scotch tape, and it's really easy to just take off. This might be too small, or this spool might be too big for this. It's a long one. And we'll just roll it. And it's fun to decorate with a piece of your snippet and add like words to it or something. Let's see, let me cut this. Let's see, do I have a pin? Let me just pin it just like that. So, let me show you a couple of examples. This is on a wider piece of snippet roll, and I just cut a piece of it, and the flower is part of the snippet roll, and I just added this word inspire, and it kind of adds a little bit like when I'm originally a card maker, and the majority of my cards are quite more substantial than this, but when I'm out of cards and I find I don't have any time to make one, I just add to a commercial one, and then it kind of adds a little bit of my own creativity. So there's that, and then I took another piece of the snippet roll, and this envelope is from Amity Bloom. She's got great kits in her shop, in her Etsy shop, of different envelopes like this, and I just printed it onto onion skin paper, and then just cut off a piece of a snippet roll, and did that. This lace here is from Esme at Crafty Me Shop. A lot of these other laces are my own from estate sales. Let's use a piece of this in my Lola's Words journal. This journal is for my granddaughter when she turns 16. Haven't decided if it was 16 or 18 yet. I guess it just depends, right, on whether or not I know that she's going to appreciate it. But I haven't decorated it much, but I added a bunch of stuff. I added a bunch of my words and quotes and everything. I just haven't decorated and implemented it in the book. So maybe what I'll do is just do little short videos of, decorating a page. But here's a piece of a snippet roll that then I just glued a word right on that. So what I want to do is when I take a piece of this, I want to make a tab or something, which I think that would be perfect right here. I cut it right there. So I made this journal when my granddaughter was about a year old, and I was really into a lot of grungy, not so much shabby or romantic, but really grungy, as you can see here. So, but I think I don't want to change it. I want to keep it as is, and add the shabby chicness that I like, and the romantic shabby, I guess you can say. So I think this will be a cute tag there, don't you think? And maybe I could put a word there. Let me see, what kind of a word? Do I want a fabric word? No. Maybe if I get one of those Tim Holtz word. This book is going to be very eclectic, which is what I want. What about Adventure Awaits? Adventure Awaits. That seems good. And let's see, let's use glue on here just so that it doesn't move, come off. Although this is very sticky, but we're sticking it onto fabric, so I want to make sure that it does stay. So Adventure Awaits right there. I think that looks good. And then I'm gonna tack it with some Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix. Fabri-Tac. There is a Fabri-Fix, and I had to look up what was the difference between Fabri-Fix and Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac can glue not only fabric, it also can glue glass and wood. Fabri-Fix is strictly like fabric, paper, that kind of thing. I think that's the difference with Fabri-Tac and Fabri-Fix. Fabri-Tac is a multi-purpose for just about everything, glass and wood included. And if I have that backwards, I apologize. But you can read the description on the bottle, and it will tell you what it sticks to, what it's used for. I like that because it's thin, and it doesn't take up, a whole thing. But it would probably really be good in like a mini journal too. Something like this small. This is more like, I don't know what to call this. Is it a folio? No, it's not a folio. I guess it's a journal. It's just really small. It's just very small, and it's kind of like the waterfalls, doing the waterfall journal. I don't know. I was just playing around with my scraps, and thought I would use this to insert into a journal. But we're doing a lot of these. I noticed we're doing a lot of little things, and maybe something fun, something on this, like a little something like right here, maybe. Ooh, look at that, that's real cute, kind of adds to that. And I love how skinny and simple these are, and you can just add whatever. I think that's quite fun. Now, why did that look better? I guess that looks fine. I was thinking that looked better before I cut it. And let's see. Do that and then put something here, or do that, and I hate to see it. That did look better before I cut it. But something, I think something, look at this, is my estate sale fine jewelry, costume jewelry. This thing here is just pretty special. I haven't quite found what to use it for yet, but I have lots of goodies in here, and this, anyway, I think you get the idea. But look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? I don't want to bore you with me searching and rummaging through my items. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and glue this, and then we'll just move on and end this video after I glue this, because I will add something to the front of this. I just need to find it, and I wasn't prepared. I apologize. But if I put something here, like a little, not sure yet. It's hard too, because you don't want to bulk up your journals, but I think that's cute. That turned out real cute. Have it here. Where did I have it? I think I had it in here. Yes, I did. Okay. So I'm going to put you away for now. Little tag. But more of those snippets, which is skinny, thin, great for the small journals and cards and all that kind of stuff, is pretty fun. So thank you, everybody. Just want to end it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for the new subscribers. I am just so happy that you're joining and watching me, and also, well, just keeping me company. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Talk to you later.